You know, when we think about money, our minds usually jump to numbers and spreadsheets, right? But what if getting good with money has less to do with being a math whiz and more to do with, well, how you behave? Today, we're going to unpack some of the incredible lessons from Morgan Housel's brilliant book, The Psychology of Money. It really all kicks off with this one simple but super deep question. I mean, have you ever looked at someone or maybe even yourself in the mirror and just thought, this person is so smart, so why are they making such baffling choices with their money?
And here it is, the big reveal, the central idea of the entire book. Doing well with money isn't really a math problem. It's a psychology problem. See, we treat it like it's this hard science with rigid rules, but it's actually a soft skill where how you act is way more important than any formula you can memorize.
So to really get this, we have to start by accepting something kind of wild. Every single one of us is wired completely differently when it comes to money. Your financial brain is not the same as mine or your neighbor's or even Warren Buffett's for that matter.
This quote right here just nails Housel's first big point. No one is crazy. The financial decisions you make, they make perfect sense to you. Why? Because they're based on your own unique set of experiences. Someone who grew up in a recession is going to see risk totally differently than a software engineer who only saw stocks go up for a decade. Your personal history with money literally creates your financial reality. And layered on top of our own unique viewpoints are these two massive, invisible forces that are always pushing and pulling at our lives: luck and risk. They're like two sides of the same coin. They're the humbling reality that every single outcome in life is guided by a whole lot more than just individual effort. And this story just illustrates it perfectly. Look, Bill Gates is a genius, no one's doubting that, but he also had an incredible stroke of luck. He went to one of the only high schools in the entire world that had a computer in 1968, a 1 in a million shot. But for every Bill Gates, there's a Kent Evans. Evans was his best friend, equally smart, just as passionate. He got hit by the other side of the coin, risk. He died in a mountaineering accident before he even graduated. See? Same potential, totally different, totally random outcome. Okay, so if we accept that luck plays a massive role in getting rich, we have to talk about the flip side. Because you know what? Getting money and keeping money are two completely different skills. Getting rich, a lot of the time, requires taking big risks. You gotta be optimistic, put yourself out there. But staying rich, that's a whole other ballgame. It's about survival. It's about having the humility to know that what luck gave you, risk can take away just as fast. It requires being frugal and having, honestly, a healthy dose of paranoia that it could all vanish tomorrow. And this leads us to a really important distinction that I think most of us miss. We tend to mix up being rich with being wealthy. Being rich is easy to see. It's the high salary, the fancy car, the huge house. It's what you see on the outside. But wealth is hidden. It's the money you don't spend. It's the first-class upgrade you turned down, the expensive watch you didn't buy. True wealth is having assets in the bank that give you freedom and options, stuff that no one can see. So here's the bottom line. You can have a huge income, look really rich, and have absolutely zero wealth. Real wealth is built in the gap between what you earn and what your ego wants you to spend. It's about what you keep, not what you show off. This all kind of begs the question, right? If the goal isn't just to buy more and more stuff to prove how rich we are, then what's the point of it all? What is the real hidden goal of money? There's this fantastic story about the authors Kurt Vonnegut and Joseph Heller. They're at this swanky party hosted by a billionaire. Vonnegut points out that their host made more money in a single day than Heller ever made from his masterpiece, Catch-22. And Heller's response? It's just perfect. He says, "Yeah, but I have something he will never have. Enough." Wow, that really hits home. The absolute hardest financial skill to master is getting the goalpost to stop moving. If you're constantly chasing more, you're going to take on crazier and crazier risks, and you could end up losing everything. So if more isn't the target, what should we be aiming for? This is it. This is the real prize. The greatest thing money can buy isn't luxury goods or status, it's control. The ability to wake up one morning and just say, I can do whatever I want today. That, right there, is the highest form of wealth. All right, so with this whole new perspective in mind, how do we actually go about managing our money? Let's put together a new financial toolkit, one that's based not on complicated formulas, but on these simple, powerful psychological truths. The first and maybe the most powerful tool in the whole box is compounding. And there is no better example on planet Earth than Warren Buffett. Just look at this fact. It's staggering. His skill is investing, sure, but his real secret is time. I mean, this chart just shows the mind-bending power of letting your money grow over time. The results aren't steady, they're explosive. Buffett's real genius wasn't just being a great investor, it was being a great investor for 75 years. That ability to just stay in the game is what created this unbelievable result. A good return that you can hold on to for the longest possible time, that's the real winner. So, what else goes in this toolkit? First, aim to be reasonable, not coldly rational. A good plan that you can actually stick to is 1,000 times better than a perfect one that you abandon. Second, you have to build in room for error. Plan on your plan not going according to plan. That little buffer is what lets you survive the tough times so compounding can work its magic. Third, save money just for the sake of it. That cash buys you options and flexibility and control. And finally, define your own game. Don't take your cues from a day trader if you're a long-term investor. You're not even playing the same sport.
And really, when you put all these pieces together, the ultimate goal becomes pretty simple. It's not about squeezing out the absolute highest returns possible. It's about finding a strategy that works for you, one that lets you put your head on the pillow and actually sleep peacefully at night.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Take an honest look at your own financial life and ask yourself, is the way I'm using my money actually buying me more control over my time, more freedom, a better life? Or is it just buying me better stuff? The answer to that one question might just change everything for you.